Hello at magandang araw mga kababayan. Before we get into today's video, I want to give a massive shout out to Unified, the United Federation of PhilAm Educators. Big love to their chapters in New York and New Jersey for empowering our Filipino teachers worldwide. And special hello to the leaders, Sir Flo Coronel, the Unified Co-op Chair, and of course to Dr. Taling Suerte, the National Executive Vice President. Hello po sa inyo. Thank you for the leadership and for everything Unified does to empower our Pinoy educators worldwide. Much love to the New York and New Jersey chapters. Alright. So basahin po natin mga kababayan ang mensahe ni Sir David Don Saure. Okay, so ito yun. Huwag na EDA. Gaya ng sinabi mo mismo, you stand for FPRRD, kaya dinadala mo sa panlilihis ng mga real issue. Using kunyari mga Bible verse pa talaga just to defend his wrongdoings. Ikaw na rin nagsabi, cases ng mga former presidents dito sa Pinas. And so what happened? Nakalabas o nakaligtas kasi gusto mo rin ganun din mangyari kay FPRRD para malusutan din niya pagkakulong niya. Magandang araw, Sir David, no? At sa ating mga kababayan. Marami talagang nagsasabi na I'm defending wrongdoing o ginagamit ko yung Bible para i-justify ang mali. Well, I appreciate your point of view, mga kababayan, and I appreciate your point of view, Sir David. But, I respectfully disagree po. At hayaan ninyo akong linawin ito, mga kababayan. Step by step. Alright. Sir David, ang sinabi ninyo ay dinidefend mo ang mali at ginagamit mo ang Bible. Let's clarify that immediately. This is not about defending wrongdoing, Sir David. This is about defending the process that determines wrongdoing. Because in any just system, hindi pwedeng mauna ang hatol bago ang proseso. Hindi pwedeng opinion muna bago ebidensya. Ang ipinaglalaban ko, sir, ay due process, rule of law, moral and legal accountability, and of course, fairness. At kung wala ang mga ito, sir, kahit sino pa ang akusado, delikado iyon para sa lahat, hindi lang sa iisang tao. I stand with FPRRD, not because of favoritism, sir, but because fair and impartial treatment under the law is a principle supported by both law and scripture. Kuha ninyo, sir? And sabi ninyo, gusto mo rin makaligtas siya tulad ng iba. Hindi. Hindi po. Let me be very clear. Hindi ko sinasabing dapat siyang makaligtas. Ang sinasabi ko po, dapat dumaan siya sa tamang proseso. Magkaiba ang makaligtas at maimbisigahan ng tama. Kung may ebidensya, sir, then prosecute. Kung wala, then acquit. Ganun lang kasimple ang prinsipyo ng hustisya, sir. Mga kababayan, hindi to haka-haka. May mga kaso na sa Pilipinas. History proves na kaya ng Philippine justice system ang due process, even for high-ranking officials. Diba? Nagbigay lang ako ng tatlong halimbawa sa aking last video. Ngunit, para madagdagan ang kaalaman ni Sir David, dagdagan pa natin ng 4 para mas maintindihan niya talaga. Diba? So, unang binigay ko na halimbawa ay si Laila de Lima, a former senator, subject of investigation for alleged drug-related offenses, went through full judicial proceedings, hearings, and evidence review. Ang resulta? Acquitted. So, meaning, her case shows system works when proper legal process is applied. Second, sample, Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, former president, arrested and charged, case reviewed by Supreme Court, ang result, dismissed due to insufficient evidence. So meaning, system works even for politically sensitive cases. Third, Joseph Estrada, former president, prosecuted in Sandigan Bayan, full trial convicted of plunder, and later pardoned. Meaning, this proves accountability can happen. Fourth, Jijomar Binay, former vice president, investigated for alleged corruption, underwent ombudsman and Sandigan Bayan review. Most charges na clear. So this shows fair process applied. Ikalima, Antonio Trillanes IV, former senator and Navy officer, arrested for Oakwood and Manila Peninsula mutinies. Judicial and military proceedings followed. So meaning, there's a proper legal resolution. Antonio Sanchez, former mayor, convicted in 1993, rape slay case, full trial, multiple appeals, Supreme Court review. Ang resulta? Convicted. Panfilo Lacson, former PNP chief and senator, multiple corruption allegation investigated. So meaning, na-review legally yun sa kanya. Anong ibig sabihin nito? Kaya ng sistema. Hindi perfect, pero may kakayahan. Kaya ang tanong, bakit hindi ito na-maximize bago umabot sa international level? Kaya ng system na i-prosecute kahit sino kung may political will at credible evidence, mga kababayan. I stand with FPRRD and same principle should apply to him. Diba? Ang International Criminal Court, mga kababayan, ay hindi unang hakbang. Ito ang last resort. Ibig sabihin, papasok lang sila kung walang ginagawa ang bansa o hindi genuine ang proseso. Ngayon ang tanong, kung kaya naman ang Pilipinas mag-imbestiga, bakit hindi doon nagsimula? Hindi ba't mas malakas ang kaso kung dumadaan muna sa sariling sistema? Di ba? So ano ba talaga ang nangyari kay FPRRD? Walang formal domestic prosecution. Walang credible national investigation. Dinala sa ICC kahit kaya ng Pilipinas imbestigahan locally. ICC jurisprudence na sina Lugbaga, Katanga at Gaddafi cases emphasizes that national proceedings must be genuine, independent, and substantive bago sila makialam. So ang tanong, bakit binaypas ang sariling batas? Alam niyo ang sagot? Political persecution at selective justice. Ngayon, pag-usapan natin ang mas mataas na usapin, ang Pangulo. Ang Pangulo ay ang may pinakamataas na authority. Siya ang may pinakamataas na kapangyarihan sa bansa. Kaya niyang tiyakin na may formal domestic investigation at prosecution. Siya ang nag-control sa enforcement mechanisms. Now, kung walang malinaw na direksyon sa investigasyon, nagkakaroon ng doubt sa consistency ng proseso, mga kababayan. At kapag may inconsistency, doon pumapasok ang tanong ng publiko. Hindi dahil gusto nila ipagtanggol ang tao, kundi dahil gusto nila ng klarong hustisya. Pero mga kababayan, hinayaan lang niya. Kaya selective ang proseso. Kung may political will sa pinakamataas na posisyon, hindi na mangyayari ang selective persecution. I stand with FPRRD because inaction at the highest level is a system failure. Mga kababayan, mahalaga ang bawat biktima. Walang duda dyan. Pero sa legal system, hindi dami ang claims ang basihan, kundi kalidad ng ebidensya. Kailangan ang verified testimonies, documented proof, and proper legal proceedings. Kasi kung hindi, magiging emosyon ang basihan. Hindi hustisya. At kapag emosyon ang nanaig, pwedeng maapektuhan ang fairness ng proseso. Now, let's check the thousands of victims' claim. ICC is expensive and not easily accessible. Konti lang talaga ang nagpapakita at may verified evidence. Maraming claims ay assumptions or hearsay, hindi substantiated. So kailangan nating intindihin, mga kababayan, na hindi pwedeng gamitin ang ICC bilang shortcut sa selective political agenda. Mga kababayan, justice is not only legal, it is also moral. Ngayon, tungkol sa sinasabi ninyo, Sir David, na ginagamit ang Bible just to defend the wrongdoing, let's examine that carefully, Sir David. Isaiah chapter 1 verse 17 says, "Learn to do right, seek justice, defend the oppressed." So, ang hustisya ay para sa lahat, sir. Hindi selective justice, Sir David. Hindi convenient justice. Micah chapter 6 verse 8, "Act justly, love mercy, walk humbly with your God." Meaning, Sir David, justice is not emotional. It is principled. Justice must be principled, fair, and humble. Proverbs, sir, chapter 18, verse 5. It is not good to be partial to the wicked or to deprive the innocent of justice. Meaning, Sir David, selective prosecution is sin. Sala na siya. Walang bias kahit sino pa yan. Amos, chapter 5, verse 24. Let justice roll on like a river, righteousness like a never-failing stream. So, justice must flow continuously, consistently, and equally, mga kababayan. James, chapter 2, verse 1 to 4. Do not show favoritism. So, ang bias sa proseso ay isang moral at legal sin. Kahit galit tayo sa isang tao, hindi ibig sabihin na pwede na nating i-shortcut ang proseso. Kuha mo, Sir David. And, Ecclesiastes, chapter 5, verse 8. It says there, if you see oppression in the land, do not be surprised. Meaning, sir, selective justice triggers divine accountability. May pananagutan sa Panginoon. Psalm, chapter 82, verse 3 to 4. Defend the weak and the fatherless. Uphold the cause of the poor and oppressed. Meaning, Sir David, ang hustisya ay para sa lahat and high officials are included. Okay? Deuteronomy, chapter 16, verse 18 to 20. Judge the people fairly. Do not pervert justice. Follow justice and only justice. See? So, legal fairness is commanded by God, Sir David. I stand with FPRRD because bypassing domestic due process is not just political negligence. It's morally wrong. So, Sir David, this is where I stand. Hindi ko pinagtatanggol ang mali. Pinagtatanggol ko ang proseso na magpapatunay kung may mali. Because once we allow, sir, ang shortcuts, ang selective application, and emotional judgment, hindi lang isang tao ang delikado, kundi ang buong sistema ng hustisya, Sir David. Mga kababayan, justice must be evidence-based. Due process must be applied equally. Leadership must ensure consistency. At higit sa lahat, truth must prevail over bias. I stand with FPRRD, not because he should escape accountability, but because accountability must come through the right process.